Hi guys, my name is Alexandra Jones, and today I want to talk about the importance of advertising. I realize that this is especially a relevant topic with the Super Bowl just around the corner. A spot for a 30-second commercial in the Super Bowl averages about $4 million. Advertising is everywhere. It's unescapable. One of the first times I remember effective advertising was when I was in 4th grade. I was really into watching game shows. When the commercials came on, they were all about life support and denture paste, and this was one of the first times I realized that companies have an intended audience. I also realized, and since I was nowhere near getting an AARP card, that it was probably time to change channel. Nowadays, I realize advertising everywhere. Seeing an advertisement is as common as seeing someone walk a dog. Let's get started by looking at 3 well-known companies in particular who are exceptionally good at advertising. Just last year, in 2015, Nike made $30.7 billion, Coke made $7.1 billion, and Dove made $5.7 billion. Why do these companies do so well year after year? What makes these companies so much more successful than a cheaper generic brand that provides similar results? The answer is effective advertising. As a communications major with an emphasis in advertising and a minor in graphic design, this is a subject that is near and dear to my heart. Effective advertising creates not only want, but a sense of need for these products. Today we are going to look into these brands and analyze the different marketing techniques they use to make them the best. The 3 campaigns I want to look at are First, Nike's Just Do It campaign. This campaign is going strong, and when partnered with the Nike swoosh, it's one of the most widely recognized logos and sayings in the world. Coke's Name on a Bottle campaign boosted revenue last year by 14%. A crazy jump. Dove won Most Effective Advertising campaign last year with their Real Beauty campaign. Let's get started by looking at Nike. First, an iconic brand that has been motivating people to try their hardest every day. If you heard the words, just do it, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For many, it's Nike. This brand is known worldwide with a total of 756 retail stores all over. This brand is an icon, and they have done their job to earn their brand recognition and customer loyalty that they have acquired. But did you know that the brand was going through a rough patch in 1988? They have just laid off 20% of their workforce, and they were doing anything to try and get their customers back. Enter Dan Wieden. He was just hired as the new director of advertising for a sinking brand. He thought long and hard about Nike and what it means and what it should mean. The Just Do It campaign launched in 1988, and since then, sales have increased over 1,000%. Ironically, when Dan Wieden was asked about what inspired him to come up with the tagline, "Just Do It," none of this backstory is present. Instead, he took inspiration from the last words of a convicted murderer, Gary Gilmore, who said, "Let's do it." Irony at its finest. To quote Legally Blonde, "Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. And happy people just don't shoot their husbands. They just don't." Irony is not lost on our next company, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola started off in 1866 with putting real cocaine in their drinks to have the consumers become addicted so they would spend more on the drinks and then the company would become more profitable. Coke changed their recipe in 1929 and has since become one of the most profitable companies in the game. In 2013, Coke was in a slump. People have just stopped buying soda, and Coke knew that they needed something to change. One of Coke's representatives said, "The campaign puts a modern, youthful twist on the brand's 128-year legacy of bringing people together and making them feel special." For teens and millennials, personalization is not a fad, it's a way of life, she adds. It's about self-expression, individual storytelling, and staying connected with friends. Share Coke taps into all of those passions. Since this campaign has launched, it has boosted revenue by 14%. And the company is still doing well. I mean, if you see a Coke bottle with your name on it, you obviously have to buy it. Advertising, it'll get you every time. Dove knows the best way to get consumers to relate to them is to make them feel special. A countless amount of companies thrive off the self-deprecation of women. They make themselves feel bad about themselves so that they would buy their company's products to feel better. Dove has put an end to that. Since launching their Real Beauty campaign, Dove has been immensely talked about and widely praised for their new and inventive advertisements. This campaign launched in 2004, but with the change of social media, it has become more and more talked about. The aim of the campaign is to celebrate the natural physical variation embodied by all women and to inspire them to have the confidence to be comfortable with themselves. It has been 12 years since Dove launched its groundbreaking campaign for Real Beauty. It's won a plethora of ad awards and sold a heap of product. Sales today have jumped from $5.7 billion from $2.5 billion in its inaugural year. Research from Harvard psychologist Nancy Etkoff examining the campaign then and now finds that more women today define beauty on a wider array of qualities beyond looks, such as confidence. It also concludes that women now base their ideas of beauty more on social media rather than on traditional media. Well done, Dove. In conclusion, these companies have made a splash. They have created an impact and have made a change. Every company knows that they can go from different angles to appeal to their desired intended audience. Every TV channel, newspaper ad, and computer ad has a desired audience, and they want to theoretically speak to the consumer. Are they going to be motivational, like Nike? Are they going to become personal, like Coca-Cola? Or are they going to promote positivity, like Dove? It all just depends on the company and the campaign. Just today, think of all the different ads you've seen on campus, online, on TV. Advertising is everywhere, and that's not changing anytime soon. It really is amazing to think about. Some business mastermind has spent billions of dollars just to have consumers consider their product. Before you decide to buy a certain brand, think about the company and what angle they're coming to you from. Think of all the different ads you've seen. Think of the ones you liked, the ones you've disliked, the ones that have tugged on your heartstrings, the ones that have made you angry. They all are angled to make you feel a certain way. And when you think about that and really internalize it, it's kind of scary, but mostly really fascinating. I would like to thank you so much for listening to my speech. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thank you so much. Have a good night or day.